Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Haggett Hill. Got a little bit different video today. Going to work on doing some tackle organization for my boat. Dad and I are going on a fishing trip next week for a couple days over at Table Rock, and I want to organize some of my tackle before I went, for primarily my soft plastic baits. Was looking at different things. Been a long time since I bought any fishing tackle organization, and found these Bass Mafia money bags. Basically, it's a big Ziploc style bag, and those things are expensive, anywhere from $9 a piece up to 10 or 12. But what I've found this on Amazon. I got 18 of these for $19 or $19.99. We'll see how they work out. Be a much cheaper solution. So watch along as I organize my tackle today. So here's kind of what I want to organize. I've been keeping these, my plastic worms in these binders that I bought from Bass Pro Shop probably 20 plus years ago. They work great, but they're overstuffed. That means I've just got too much junk in them probably. But here's my tackle storage compartment. Back in the day when I owned a Ranger dealership and had great big bass boats, tackle storage was not a problem. I had plenty of room, and I kept them in these binders. It worked great. I'm going to try to consolidate them into some of these bags. They'll lay flatter and store better in the limited storage space that I have here in my boat now. All right, so here's the worm binders from Bass Pro Shop. Got little individual bags, and you put your bags of worms in there, and you zip them up. They've worked great for over the years, but I want something that's a little more flatter, a little easier to stack in there. So I'm going to replace those with these bags from Amazon. Obviously, you can see how big these are. They're pretty neat. My dad actually wants a couple of them, so I'm going to take them to him, let him get his tackle organized in them. He doesn't have a big boat anymore. We got a little river boat to go fishing with. But these bags are about 12 by 16. I think they'll work out just fine. They're supposed to be waterproof. They do have the fiber material in them. You can't really see through them, but I'm going to take some painter's tape, put on here, and write the style of worm or plastic bait I've got on there for now. Make sure I get everything how I want it. And then once I get them all, if I decide that's how I'm going to take it permanently, then I'm just going to take a Sharpie and write on the outside of this. But again, I think these are going to work for me. About 20 bucks for 18 of them. Whereas a Bass Mafia bag or the Bass Pro Shop bags, or there's several other companies that make them, they're anywhere from 8, 9, 10 bucks on up to 12 or $13 a piece. So I'm pretty frugal. We'll see if these will work. This first one, we're going to try to divide up into different types of lures, different things like that. I'll sort them out, and we'll come back. I'll show you what I've got put together. All right, so I got the first one all sorted out. This is going to be for my brush hogs. I don't know, some of you that are fishermen may know what a brush hog is. It's called a creature bait. I'll give you a close-up look at it. Kind of looks like a type of salamander. Works pretty good. If you like to watch fishing videos on YouTube, there's a guy named Richard Gene, the Fishing Machine. Awesome teacher. But he likes to take and cut the front legs off these brush hogs. So you might try that, see how it works out for you. Anyway, got them all sorted out. Got it labeled. So we'll pack these in the bag. Pack these in the zippered compartment. See how it works. I've got probably too much stuff to carry around. I used to try to, when I had my big boats in the past, the boats were so big, I carried all kinds of stuff. I need to kind of pare it back a little bit, but I'm not out for speed anymore. I'm not too worried about it. I do like to carry all my stuff with me. You got to be prepared, kind of like a Boy Scout. So. All right, unless I find any more packages of brush hogs. Nice, neat, flat. Put it down in there. You can see how she stacks in there. Now let's sort out all this other mess and try to get it put in there as well. Right now I'm kind of sorting out my Cincos or stick style baits. I'll give you a look at one of them. It's just a plastic type worm. This is the Bass Pro Shop brand. Really, it's nothing special about it, but you can rig them up like a regular plastic worm, Texas rig, Carolina rig, or you can use these little rubber bands and rig them wacky style. You hook it to the bait in the middle, and then as you pull it, it makes some pretty good action. Just recently started fishing like that. It's been a lot of years since I've really bass fished, but starting to take it up again. And Dad and I really like to fish Cincos in the wacky style manner. Just kind of sorting these things out. So right now, this is most of my Cincos or stick baits. I got some new ones the other day. Got a Bass Pro Shop order. Here's another bait that's one of my favorites. It's called a fluke. You rig this up weightless on a worm, makes twitching motion, works really good for bass that are really active chasing fish. So we'll have I really like fishing flukes, so we'll make a separate bag for the flukes. We'll start sorting some of that out. You all may have noticed in the opening part of the video, I have on a shirt that says Kentucky State Police on it. You're probably wondering why a Missouri trooper is wearing a shirt that's got something about the Kentucky State Police. Well, in all my years in law enforcement, you meet a bunch of people, different trainings and things like that across the nation. I've got some good friends that are Kentucky State Troopers, but back in 2016, myself and Sergeant Parr with the patrol, we got together and I created a youth academy program. May have talked about it in one of my other videos. It's kind of like a typical summer camp and then a boot camp career exploration opportunity for kids that are 16 to 18 years of age. And there's no cost to the kids. And we bring them to a camp location called Eagle Sky of the Ozarks. We've done it at other locations throughout the state. And troopers are the camp counselors, and other patrol employees. We act as camp counselors, but we keep them busy all day long with job exploration type stuff. Bring in the SWAT teams, the motorcycle units, different things like that. And then we also teach them how to fish, teach them how to swim. If they don't know, we play games with them. So if you could envision a typical summer camp from when you were a kid with a boot camp aspect tied in on top of it, that's what it's about. The best part about it is there's no cost to the kids. It's all funded by private donation and no cost to the state either. Well, anyway, we started out that first one back in 2016. It was just over a weekend. We had like 10 kids. The next year it started growing. And since 2016, the patrol has put about, I'd say, close to 450 kids through the Youth Academy program. Long story short, Kentucky had been doing a youth camp or a kids camp program since the 1960s, but it was a different focus. It was elementary age kids, more along the lines of underprivileged kids, things like that. They didn't do any boot camp type stuff. It was more just a typical summer camp experience, but the Kentucky State Police had ran it. Well, I'd made friends with a Kentucky State Trooper that was actually in charge of their camp. It's called Trooper Island. And we'd been comparing notes, so I went down and visited their camp a few years ago. It's actually on an island in the middle of Dale Hollow Lake. Pretty neat setup that they have. And we compared notes, and in 2017, he came and visited our patrol youth camp and saw how we did it, and they decided they wanted to start an older age group camp like ours, 16 to 18, that was career related, and use it as a recruiting tool. So long story short, in 2024, which was the last year that I ran our youth academy before retiring early this spring, we had our camp, and then Kentucky State Police was having their first youth academy program. And throughout the last few years, I'd been comparing notes with Trooper Jonathan Biven, who ran their camp down there. I helped him out quite a bit as an advisor to their youth camp. So Kentucky State Police invited me down for their first ever age-related youth camp for the teenagers. So I went down last year, and helped them out with their first one. It was an overwhelming success. They held their second one this year. It happened to be the same week that Missouri was holding theirs. And they actually got on social media and was challenging the recruits or the cadets from one camp to the other, challenging them in physical fitness and things like that. It was kind of neat to see it. So that's why I'm wearing a t-shirt that supports the Kentucky State Police Youth Academy program. If any of my viewers live in Missouri or Kentucky and would like to financially support the Youth Academy programs for either Cooper Island or the Missouri State Highway Patrol, I'm sure they would be more than happy to talk to you about it and take your money and let you support it. I'll put a link in the description below of some Youth Academy videos that'll be beneficial if you want to check them out. Kind of a neat program. Check them out if you like. And if you want to support them, I'm sure there's a way to contact them on there. Or you can get in touch with me, and I can probably put you in touch with the right person at either agency if you want to make a donation. So we're about to get these sorted out here. And when we do, I'll come back and show you the finished product. Well, so here's what it looks like now. I know it looks like it takes up a lot of surface area, and it does, but I have them separated better, and these will be able to lay pretty flat in the bottom of my box. So I've got flukes, lizards, brush hogs, creature baits, tubes, Cincos, finesse worms, regular worms, and then grubs here, and then there's just some extra fishing line, different things like that. So instead of having them in gallon Ziploc bags and things like that, it's going to be a lot neater, and these bags are tougher. Supposed to be waterproof. That part really doesn't matter to me, but they're supposed to be tougher. So we'll see how they work out. Let me open up the compartment. I'll get everything put back in, and then I'll show you how it looks. Well, I don't know how it looks to you, but to me it looks a whole lot more organized. I'll show you my rod locker over here, and yes, it's full of tackle too. I have 6 3700 boxes, 3 on each side. And my built-in rod tubes are made to hold 8 rods, but when you put them in those socks, you can actually get more in there. I think I have 10 or 11 in there right now. These are mostly just my bait cast and spinning rods that I use for bass fishing. Keep my crappie rods on a holder on the side over here. But just a little reorganization of my tackle before I go on this fishing trip with Dad next week. I need to get my boat out here in the next couple of days, vacuum it out real good, and give it a good bath. I appreciate you stopping by Haggett Hill today and watching me do a little tackle organization. Like I said, I'll get the boat cleaned up in the next couple of days. Who knows, maybe I'll take some video of our fishing trip. But we'll see if I can't maybe get some video of us catching some fish over on Table Rock next week. I do appreciate y'all watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Also, leave me a comment. I like answering those comments. I'm up to about 230, 240 subscribers right now. Slowly making my way to that magic 1,000 mark. But hey, when I get to 250 subscribers, I may do a live feed to see if anybody would like to join in, maybe do a question and answer. Who knows? Maybe I'll tell some stories from my state trooper days. But thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment if you will. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and God bless to you and your family.